You will not believe what happened to me, like what kind of a night I had after I got my hair cut short. So, right after I got my hair cut short, I went straight to this little courtyard area within a few seconds of where I had gotten my hair cut because I was super hungry. And I remember hearing my stomach growling when I was getting my hair cut. And I went out there to eat, and I felt so good because my hair felt so light. And I'd even asked the hairdresser, like, when she was working again, so that I know that I can ask for her specifically at this salon. And I just felt so good. And it's this look that I'm not used to. Like, maybe it's not a big difference to somebody else who does something really drastic all the time when they get their hair cut, but for me, this is a big deal. Anyway, I'm sitting outside eating this like packed lunch kind of thing that I had made, already planning to eat really healthy. And it was beautiful and sunny outside. And this guy who was sitting at a table across kind of looked up at me. So I looked back at him, and then we kind of smiled, and then I didn't think anything of it, and I kept eating, and I was doing nothing specifically pretty or attractive. I was stuffing my face with food. Yet I realized later that he was still kind of looking at me, and I was oblivious to it because I was just engrossed in my own little enjoying the sun and feeling good about my hair and all these different things. And then when he got up to leave, he like made it a point to look at me and gave me this like really cute, sweet look. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so silly. Like, I didn't clue in at first that, I think he was sort of interested, like, but maybe, you know, I don't know. I wasn't giving him any sort of clue that he could approach me and I'd be okay with it because I was just being clueless. Anyway, then I had planned to go to this area afterwards that was a fair bit of way, but I was going to get a ride there that was going to have this singer-songwriter or like cover. She is a vocalist and she has a band, and she's an amazing vocalist. And I wanted to go hear her, but she was playing at this place that was like she wouldn't be playing till much later, and it gets super busy. And the last time I tried to go there later or close to the time that the band was playing or another band was playing, I couldn't get in right away, and I had to come back and try to come back to find a seat and all this stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go there early. The thing is, when I got there early, it was way too early, and I was just sitting there, and I had already eaten because I had told you I'd stuffed my face earlier. And then I didn't want to show up there and not eat something. If you haven't heard this before, in one of my other videos, I shared how someone at a cafe was pretty upset that I wasn't eating more food at their place. And anyway, going back to tonight, I wanted to make sure I didn't do that because this was like a really nice restaurant. It wasn't a cafe or coffee shop. And so I ordered something. It turned out to be really small, but it was okay because I wasn't super hungry. But I was like, I'm not sure if it's worth that much, but okay, I'm doing it anyway. And hopefully they'll be okay with me sitting until the band plays. That table was reserved at a certain time, so I had to get up, and I knew that I'd have to be switched over to the bar seating. So I went to sit at the bar, but I don't drink alcohol. There was like all these different things. I was trying to choose something on the menu, but everything was more expensive. And if I'm going to order it, at least if I'm hungry, I could eat it. I wasn't sure what to do, and I was trying to ask about like non-alcoholic drinks. And I noticed that someone working there, I didn't know he worked there at first, but was walking by a few times and then we kind of made eye contact, and he smiled or like gestured that he acknowledged me, and then I smiled back at him. And even if it wasn't like a flirty thing, it was really nice to be acknowledged. And then I found out that he was a manager there, because I had said to the waitress that was helping me that I don't drink alcohol, but maybe when I stood at the bar, I could find something else. So she had suggested a drink that was non-alcoholic. And I said, okay, it sounded really good. So I hadn't decided yet what I was going to do. Like, do I order a big meal? Do I order this drink? And then the waitress said, we're going to move you to the bar now, but if you're interested in having that non-alcoholic drink, the manager has offered he would like to buy you the drink. And I was like, oh, at first I was like happy and really like feeling thankful. And then I thought, oh, are they saying like you have to order something if you're going to sit here, and now we're going to give you, a free drink just to make you sit there with, I don't know. I think I took it the wrong way, when really it was like a kind gesture. And I realized in that moment that my energy was very high and inviting and kind of open. And I swear it was because I got this new haircut. It doesn't even matter to me if some people don't like short hair on women, or some people don't like this haircut, or some people don't like the gray hair, or whatever. What mattered is that I felt really good. I felt really fresh and new and bubbly and sassy, and just, I don't know, like I still feel it. My cheeks feel like, I feel like I'm blushing because it felt really good. And so when I got to the bar, the bartenders even were super nice. Like, oh, don't worry about the drink. Someone else has got it for you. It almost got to the point where they said that someone had taken care of my earlier meal, which I was surprised by, but I ended up paying for that. But then, because everyone is so nice to me, and the manager came and sat next to me at the bar, and they had this new drink that was like a champagne. I don't drink alcohol, but he was telling me that he taste tests like the new drinks that come in. And he said, you may not drink alcohol. And I said, I don't normally, but he said, but I taste test whatever comes in, and I want to try this. Like, it's supposed to be a fancy kind of champagne. And there are two different kinds. And would you like some, kind of with him, sort of thing? And I was like, sure. Like, why am I gonna, you know, let go of that opportunity? So I said, okay. So I tried it, and it was really good. And I'm like, oh my God. Um, yeah, it didn't feel strong. It felt really light and bubbly, like I felt with my new haircut. And, like even when I was sitting outside earlier, like the wind that I could feel against, and the warmth from the sun on my neck, because now it's bare because it's shorter. It felt so good. Like it just brought tingles to me. And I felt like that's what the champagne was doing to me as well. And it wasn't just the alcohol, it was just the whole, like, I went there by myself, and all of a sudden everyone's being super nice. And then the couple that's sitting next to me at the bar said, "Are you here yourself?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Come and sit with us." And she told me she was eating this salad and this other meal that I had wanted to try. And she said, "Have some. Like, we have enough for 3 people." She was with her husband. And I was like, oh my God, everybody's being super nice. So I decided to order the salmon. I wasn't even hungry when I got there, and I wanted to order the salmon at another time, like on another day when I could come there on an empty stomach. But I felt so good. and I felt like everyone was being like overly accommodating to me and just really generous. And I was like, I'm just gonna have the salmon. Like, if I don't finish it, I'll take it with me. But I finished it and it was really good. There were some parts of it that were spicy that I'm not used to. But other than that, it was really, really good. And the woman who played, like with the band, the vocalist was outstanding. She played old school and new school covers. So Michael Jackson, her human nature was incredible. She did a cover of Jolene. She did um it was so good. And it was sad that not more people stayed longer to hear her because her and the band were sensational. Like they made it look so easy. And I had an amazing time. And some other guys came up to me and introduced themselves to me. And one of them said, "Hey, we're looking out for you. Like if you need anything, anyone gives you any trouble, you come and find me." And he was like a pretty big guy. And I was like, "Okay." And I honestly was like looking around like, am I on candid camera? Like, is somebody going to tell me this is a big joke? Because I just felt high flying. I felt so good. And am I saying that this is because I I have shorter hair now? Yes, no, maybe, possibly, definitely, all of the above. Because the underlying thing is that how getting this haircut made me feel. It made me feel new and like a new start and clean, like clean cut and just vibrant and charismatic and excited and cute and sassy and fun and flirty. Like, not even flirty with just people or guys, but flirty with life and nature and the drinks that I was having or the food that I was eating or the couple that was sitting next to me and the music and the rhythm, everything. So my point is, they say things like, there's an old saying that blondes have more fun. And then I'm sure like people have made things up after that about like brunettes do this or redheads do this or whatever it is. And all of those things can be true because it's not the color of your hair. It's the feeling that you have in that look, in that color, in that shape, in that haircut. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter if someone else thinks that you look better in longer hair, or you look better in curly hair, or you looked better when you had the red streaks in your hair compared to gray hair, whatever. How you feel makes such a big difference, not just because of what other people see, but especially because of what you feel and how you feel about yourself completely changes your vibration for who is going to come into your life, who's going to say something, who's going to buy you a drink. This guy I'm not even saying it was a flirty thing. I don't even know if it was. But when he left, he had his like briefcase and stuff with him as he was leaving, and he was saying bye to all the people that were working there. And I was so impressed that he remembered my name from like the moment I said it. And he's not of my culture, like it's not a common name for him, I'm sure. He remembered my name, and then when he was leaving, he put down his briefcase and he shook my hand and he looked me right in the eye and he said, "Tasleem, it was really nice to meet you." I think he called me Tass, like for short, even. Um, and he said, like, "Hope to see you again," or something like that. And he made me feel like I was part of the team. Like he was talking to his coworkers and his people that he manages or whatever, and they made me feel like I was part of them. And I didn't even have to work there. I just got to eat and have champagne and test out the champagne that he was testing out as the expert, and me just dabbling in it and having fun. And it was amazing to feel and to experience and to know that we have control of how we feel. I'm going to quote Abraham Hicks again. We create our own reality. And if your reality is that you don't feel like people will respect you if you have gray hair or short hair or long hair or curly hair, or your eyes don't look like this person's, or your whatever, you're going to create a reality that totally matches what you believe. But if you believe or feel like I did, that you look cute and fun and silly and playful and new and curious and open because of this haircut or because of that day or because of whatever happened, I started attracting all of the right people and moments to prove exactly that. And I had such a great time. So do whatever you want with your hair, whatever makes you feel good. That's my point. Thank you.